Justin, a lot to like about that performance, and eight in a row now. How pleased are you with the way the team's travelling?
Yeah, really pleasing from where we were, and I think all our white ball cricket since about January has been excellent, so that's most pleasing. We picked guys specifically to play their roles in this series. They've all done it really well. They did it against Sri Lanka as well. So, the boys are playing very good cricket.
Much of a good sign is it for you to see Mitchell Starc swinging the ball the way that he did today?
Oh, he's brilliant. I mean, he's probably the world's best white ball cricketer, certainly fast bowler. So he's so good at the death. He led the wickets in the World Cup. We just know what a great bowler is, and in these conditions, that's why we played. We didn't play Adam Zampa for this game. I've seen enough cricket in West Australia to know that the fast bowlers usually have a big impact. They did in this game. Guys like Mitchell Starc love bowling here because they often play on slow, low wickets where he gets away with where he bowls pace and Yorkers, whereas today would have been pretty excited to see the ball flying through and swinging. So yeah, it's exciting cricket to watch when you play here in Perth.
Justin, you just tell us a bit about Sean Abbott and what's impressed you over the last week. He's obviously been out of the team for a while now. What's impressed you?
Yeah, Sean Abbott's a very good cricketer. I've been watching him closely. I think his numbers, he takes a lot of wickets domestically. He's an unbelievable athlete. That's what I like about him. We're talking about playing a high energy, sort of high octane sort of style of play in white ball cricket, fast between the wickets, very quick and agile in the field, good throwing, and he provides all that. So he can also hold the cricket bat, which is very useful in white ball cricket. So great athlete, good, very, very good numbers, and he's also a very, very nice young bloke. So it's a pretty good combination, and he fits nicely into our squad because of that.
Obviously a fantastic unbeaten couple of weeks, but is there any areas you weren't happy with, anything you'd like to improve, or was it all pretty spot on?
Yeah, our throwing needs improvement. I think our throwing, Springer would have heard me say for 7 or 8 years that in T20 cricket, number one KPI for me is the throwing, because it shows our athleticism, it shows our attitude, and our throwing just needs a bit of improvement. But overall, some of the guys didn't get a bat. Obviously, Alex Carey, Ashton Turner, Ben McDermott didn't bat much, Ashton Agar didn't bat, which is a really good sign. But they'll have opportunities during the summer to keep honing their skills. But overall, really good performance.
How clear are you for your method for the World Cup in a year's time?
Crystal clear.
So
yeah.
five specialist bowlers, six batsmen.
Nothing's changed. I mean, I learned that from my time at Big Bash with the Scorchers. Know the combination that works well, and we've just got to make sure the boys play their roles really well.
What does this give you anything going into the Test series, knowing that there's going to be significant personnel changes, I guess, in both sides?
No, I think we're talked a lot about, and we did a bit leading into the World Cup, the 50 over World Cup, bringing the T20 and 50 over squad as closely together as possible. So that was the other way around for the 50 over World Cup. We used some T20 games to work together and that was in the 50 over, and we'll probably do that here as well. So use T20s and one dayers to get this squad gelled and working together as well as we possibly can. So that's a positive, and we're still looking for the best combination in Test cricket as well. So whilst there's a few crossovers, as there always is, you can see that we've still working hard to get the combination right for Test cricket.
Obviously 12 months out from the one-day World Cup, Australia's one-day side had no shortage of problems. 12 months out from T20, could you imagine being any better place than you are now for a tilt at that?
No, it's 12 months a long way away. This time 12 months ago, we were the worst team in the world. I just said that to Ryan Harris. We were walking across the Perth Stadium and everyone thought we were rubbish. So a lot happens in 12 months. It's really good. We're playing good cricket. We've learned about planning and preparation. We've learned the value of that through the World Cup 50 over competition. And the more we can keep these guys together, the better. I mean, invariably there's usually some injuries along the way. Hopefully that doesn't happen. There's some form issues along the way. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but history says it probably will at some point. But we're the more we can keep building this particular squad, the better.
Obviously, this will be your first T20 World Cup in charge of the national team. Talking to the other players, like the more experienced players, does it Do you get the sense that this is probably the most well organised and most serious you've taken a World Cup? Because obviously in previous years they've changed players and all that sort of stuff. Do you feel well set up and well organised?
Yeah, we've been very public about how we're putting some focus into T20 cricket. I think the schedule this year allows us to do it as well. In the past, it's been very difficult to manage players through playing all forms of the game. We see how hectic the schedule is. That said, we've, as I say, we've understand the value of focusing on something, whether it's short term and long term, and we'll continue to do that.
Do you think there's much value in a T20 World Cup? There's going to be 300 international T20 games this year. It's a massive amount of international cricket. Has it got a place in the world scheme, do you think?
I think we're seeing it's going to have a place in the world. But if you had asked me 5 years ago, I thought that T20 cricket was best suited just for domestic cricket, with the Big Bash and the IPL and other tournaments around the world. I think other tournaments around the world have become less sustainable over time. They're really hard to run, big tournaments, and for them to be profitable. So with that, international cricket, with how well received T20 cricket is, I wouldn't be surprised if the countries start taking it very seriously. Not that they haven't in the past, but they certainly will moving forward.
Just on the tests, is the 11 for the first test in Brisbane, is that any clearer in your mind after that last Shield round? Obviously, Travis Head with a pretty timely century there.
Yeah, Travis played well. He was the vice captain one test match ago, so we've got an Australian A game coming up. And we won't just pick it on current form either. That's important to realise. I mean, if current form's important, what guys have done in the past over their career is important, what they've done in the last 6 months is important, and we'll just try and get the combination right for winning this series and beyond. I mean, you saw with the way we selected this T20 side, it's not just about winning against Sri Lanka and Pakistan in this series. We're getting really specific on the sort of players we want. So when we sit down, I think we're sitting down on Wednesday to select the side. A lot of it selects itself, but there'll be a couple of spots up for grabs, I reckon. And it'll be a tough call because there's a lot of talent in Australia. I keep saying it, there's so much talent in Australian cricket. It's got to make sure we get the combinations right, the people right, and hopefully that'll help us keep winning games of cricket and people enjoying the way we're playing.
Do you philosophically lean towards younger players and newer players and getting, I guess, blood in guys at this point?
Philosophically, we'll be looking for the right people and the right players, regardless of their age. So we've shown that here. We've shown we haven't just picked any kids specifically. We've picked the right people and we've picked the right players. And so philosophically, I'd be saying that rather than trying to blood players.